the team you're playing next, and also having maybe a bad experience having played that team?
Yeah, I think so. There's always a certain familiarity with the team when you've already scouted them, you've already gone through the actions. We know what they want to do offensively, we know what they want to do defensively. And then, like you said, we have the added incentive from the loss that we had here at home. So I think it helps a little bit.
And LeQuentin, along the same lines, I mean, you obviously have an idea what they did against you the first time, how they might defend against you this time?
Definitely. I think they've been trying to do what everybody in the Big Ten has been trying to do, and that's probably stay close to my body at all times. Knowing I can shoot the ball, even when I'm setting screens, they know that I'm probably picking and popping off that, so they've been trying to stay attached. And I think that's something that Penn State tried to do, well, they did do a good job of.
Sam, I'll ask about Newbill. What he did against you guys down the stretch in that game, he's done that to a couple other teams. And what can you do to slow him down when he gets in a groove like that and just tries to take over the game?
Just stick to our principles. Not taking nothing away from him. He had some big shots, but the shot at the end of regulation, that's a messed up switch on our part. On just a guard-to-guard dribble handoff. We usually switch those. We didn't switch that, and Newbill got a wide open look. Give all the credit to him for knocking it down, but I think that if we stick to our principles, we'll do a better job defending him.
Mm-hmm. And they've had some tough games here of late. Just what do you think you guys are going to get from them in terms of effort? On their home court, they're a pretty tough team to beat, it seems.
Yeah, they play hard. They're one of the hardest playing teams in the Big Ten. They're one of the most physical teams in the Big Ten, and they obviously have confidence against us. They came in our building, they beat us, so they think that they can beat us. So we really have to come out tomorrow with a high level of focus, a high level of intensity, and get the win.
Hugh, I think the general consensus seems to be that your defense has gotten better in the last month or so, and Coach was asked about it last week. He said you're trying harder. Is that accurate? And what do you think you're defending better? And if so, why?
I mean, I definitely think so. I think it's just me knowing my spots, knowing where I'm supposed to be at, and being there on time, knowing all the rotation and anything. I don't think it was anything of me not giving the effort. I think I'm just more attentive to the game right now.
And Aaron said that when I asked him the same question, he said that I guess sometimes realizing that you don't have to be in a position to make a steal. You just have to be in the right position where everybody else expects you to be. Is that something that you've maybe learned?
I mean, definitely. I think sometimes people take it as trying to compare me as a defensive player against Kraft and Shannon, which I'm definitely not that. That'd be a hard comparison for a lot of guards or a lot of people in general. But I think as a team defender, I think I definitely can do that, knowing my spots, being able to stop my man and also giving help to other players. So I think I can definitely do a great job of that.
Hey, Sam, I think that you guys have all agreed that the Penn State loss was the low point of your season. When you look at film of that game and maybe review some of the film at the time since, how different are you guys from what you see?
I think we're a different team. We learned from that loss. We know that we didn't come out with the intensity and the toughness that we needed to come out to win. We allowed them to push us around a little bit on our home floor. We allowed them to get into a rhythm on both sides of the ball and really dictate the way that game was played. So I think we've learned from it. We know that we have to come out with the focus from the tip and not just try and get it, in the second half or once we get down 9 points or something like that. So I think it's a different team tomorrow.
Obviously, the different attitude, you guys have put together a good streak of wins here. But like you just even mentioned on Newbill, you guys had to miss the switch. I know that the intensity and the attitude is different, but how different are you guys just from the standpoint of those kinds of errors as well?
I think we're a better team. One of the sayings going around in our locker room right now is "no more my bads." We don't want to be put in position in games where we mess up and we have to say my bad. We feel that at this point in the season, we can no longer live through those. So it's just something that we have to keep progressing towards, and something that hopefully will get corrected.
Hugh, jumping off Bob's question to you earlier about your development, your progress as a player has sometimes been compared to Deshaun's. Can you see that comparison at all?
I mean, I try not to look at it that way. I mean, I try to I try to be myself. I mean, if other people are throwing out the comparison, that's fine. I mean, I really don't get into it a lot, but I try to do what I can at Ohio State, and eventually, like Deshaun left his legacy, I try to do the same and do mine. So that's about it.
As someone though that learned to become more than a scorer as he did, have you been in touch with him at all? Has he mentored you at all or no?
It's kind of hard to keep up with DT because he's so far away. That phone bill would be real expensive for me. But we try to keep in touch through like Instagram or Twitter whenever I can.
Sam, you've been doing this for a few years now. How do you like how this team is playing at this point in the season compared to past years?
I like it. I like where we are as a team right now. I think that we're peaking at the right time. Offensively, we have a certain swagger about us. Defensively, I think we're really turning it up to playing some of the best defensive basketball that we've played. And then individually, you have guys that are getting into rhythms and really contributing for this team. So I like where we are right now. Like we've always said, we have a veteran basketball team. Everyone's been here before, and we're looking to make a run.
Going back 2 years ago, Jared was the leading scorer, but Deshaun really emerged late in the season last year. Deshaun was the leading scorer, LaQuinton emerged. This year, LaQuinton's the leading scorer. It looks like you're starting to emerge. Do you think you can be that, second guy, so to speak?
Yeah, I think so. I think that just have to continue to be aggressive, continue to make plays, do so in the flow of the offense, do so in the flow of the team, but continue to make plays because I think that's when we're at our best.
Quinn, what does it do for you when Sam's playing the way he's been playing these past few weeks?
It definitely makes my job a lot easier. I mean, anytime anybody's pitching in and we getting that extra scoring, or not even just extra scoring, just people actually making plays and being aggressive. I think that helps our team out a lot. I think we're a way better team when everybody's being aggressive and trying hard to attack on the offensive end. And when we're playing offense like we play our defense, I think we're a great team.
For both of you, just I wonder what your mentality is. 3 games left in the regular season. How different are you mentally in terms of, is it desperation? Is it just trying to sprint through the tape for the end of the season? What's the mentality of the team here as you get the home stretch of Rocky March?
It's definitely desperation. We're not trying to, like you said, fall through the tape. We're definitely trying to, bust through it, if you will. Every game from here on out is a must-win. These last 3 games do a lot for our seeding in the Big Ten tournament and hopefully the NCAA tournament. And then, obviously, once you get to Big Ten tournament and NCAA tournament, it's one and you're done. So every game from here on out is a desperation game. We look at every game from here on out as really a tournament-type game, and that we have to win. We have to come out and give our best effort for 40 minutes.
I think the rest of the season is definitely desperation for us. I mean, especially wanting to get a high seed in that NCAA tournament. And with the way the Big Ten's going, a lot of teams have been losing. I think it's a great thing for us so we can move up. And definitely also the Big Ten tournament. That's going to be a big step for us. So I think the rest of the season, I think everybody in the locker room knows what's at stake. And they know how good of a team we have. And they know that we can go far in the tournament. So I think everybody's got that to look forward to.
Keep going off what Ben was asking about Sam bringing more to the table offensively to try to take some pressure off you. In losses or when games you guys are behind, it seems like you're still kind of like the main option. Is that like, do you feel extra pressure from that, or like feel like you're forcing anything?
I mean, I don't think so. I mean, I came into Ohio State as being a scorer. I've been labeled as for a long time now. So in those situations in games, I think that's something that's almost a challenge for me. So I don't feel any pressure from it. I think sometimes during those moments in the game, my teammates look for me. I just got to step up to the challenge.
For either of you guys, Thad has been talking all year about you guys being a very athletic team and want you guys to get out and run. It seems like against Minnesota, especially in the second half, you really got that going. Was that a matter of matchup with them and the way they played their way they play, or did the light go on?
I think it was just the light came on for us. I mean, looking at some of our games this year, that's what we try to do. That we try to get up and down. It usually come off our defense, whether we get steals, get block shots, anything we can to get out of transition. Especially like you said, we got an athletic team and a lot of guys that can get out and run. So I think that's something we just need to try to do more often.
This is kind of the opposite of that question. Sam, I'll ask you. The possessions in the games you're playing are down over the last month, despite the transition you've been able to get into. Do you think you guys have slowed down on offense, maybe I don't know if it's to limit mistakes or when you're playing half court, do you think it might be playing at a slower tempo?
I don't know if we've slowed down. I don't know if we've intentionally slowed down. I think that's just how it goes sometimes when you play so many Big Ten games and zones. A lot of teams have been zoning us. A lot of teams make it a point to not let us get out in transition, to not let us get easy baskets and getting ourselves going. So, like Minnesota, for example, in the first half, they played their 2-2-1 press back to the 2-3 zone, really slowed us down. So I think it just happens. Our goal is still to get up and down the floor. We still think we're at our best when we're getting up and down the floor and not getting easy baskets.
Anything else? Thanks, guys.